Sudbury News Talk.
I want to show you something.
Stand by.
On the morning shift.
Anything
Could happen.
Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury News Talk on the morning shift. I'm AJ Walsh. Glad to be with you today, and I'm glad you are with us, listening on CKLU 96.7 FM on the radio. Also on the Radio Player Canada app. If you go to cklu.ca and you download the Radio Player Canada app, just click on the logo, take us with you, and listen to us anytime, anywhere on your favorite device. And also, you can just stream us if you don't want to download it. Just stream it through the player. Just click on the Radio Player Canada app logo, and a player opens, and you can just stream us there. Also, Facebook Live. Thank you, Facebook, for allowing a few followers through yesterday. We really appreciate that. Maybe I'll get into a little review on what we talked about yesterday, according to I did a little deep dive into Facebook and shadow banning and all this stuff. It doesn't exist. It exists. It doesn't exist. This is how it works. It doesn't exist. There's no parameters. There's guidelines, but nobody knows what they are. And so I just pleaded with Facebook in a way. I just kind of reasoned with the Facebook moderators to, hey, let me know if there's something I said. What was it? So that way I could avoid saying it. And whatever. And so it seems like at least a little bit of activity is happening rather than zero or negative activity, followers being taken away, which I don't know how that happens. But anyways, so thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that. And again, if there's ever any communication you want to have, you let us know what news stories we shouldn't cover or what we shouldn't say in this new modern world of speech regulation. I just, I'm not saying I'm for or against it, even though I do have my own opinions on it. But at least let me know what I can and can't say if there's going to be repercussions on it. But anyways, thank you, Facebook, for at least it looks like some activity is getting through. So I appreciate that. Thank you, YouTube. YouTube moderators, the same to you. We appreciate the platforms, and we know that they do the community a great service and allow our community conversation to go forward and allow people, after this time of isolation and stuff over the last few years, to actually have some form of communication with each other, and it's it's very appreciated and it's very necessary. So we really appreciate you. Good morning, Sudbury campers. That's from Brian. Brian shares a meme there from YouTube. And good morning, Shane. Thanks for being with us. And I know you had a birthday recently, so happy birthday, Shane. Today we'll be joined by Billy. I just want to bring him into the mix. Good morning, Billy. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
And you're looking good.
Yourself?
I'm doing
Well,
good.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You do look good.
Parted my hair just for this show.
I noticed you had like a hair thing going on there. It was pretty cool. Yeah. It seems like you remember back in the first day of school, everyone would have nice hair and nice clothes. Kind of reminds me of that. You get kind of dressed up a bit. Everyone gets their back to school haircuts. Good morning, David. And not a problem, Shane. You're not getting any younger, eh? Well, like most of us, for sure. Well, let's dive right in. We got lots to talk about today. I think today, it feels like I was all prepared yesterday. I said, today's going to be a deep dive show like you wouldn't believe. And then this morning happened, and it just seemed like, the vibe is just go through. There's a lot of big stories happening locally. Save the deep dive for later. Save the videos and save the investigations and things like that for a time when there's more time to talk about it, because we want to give time for the local stories today. There's lots of them. And speaking of a local story, local weather, it's really nippy out there. So let's get right into that. A little bit of sports, and then we'll be right back after this. Yeah, so Sudbury weather brought to you by sudburyweather.ca. If you had a chance to head over there, it's nothing that's going to blow your mind or anything, but it does give the weather. It's on our Sudbury.news Facebook page, and currently it's minus 13, but it feels like minus 18. And I know there was a bit of a warning; it could be as much as the wind chill minus 21, but it doesn't look like it's actually that cold, or maybe that cold yet. So today we can expect mainly cloudy, 60% chance of flurries this morning and early this afternoon. Wunderbar. High of minus 11. Wind chill feels like minus 23 this morning and minus 14 later this afternoon. Tonight, mainly cloudy, wind up to 15 kilometers an hour, temperature steady near minus 13, wind chill near minus 18. Wednesday, tomorrow, cloudy, snow beginning in the morning. The amount of snow up to 2 to 4 centimeters, and the high will be minus 7, wind chill minus 17. So not only cold, but snow as well. So, we haven't had very many clear skies very often. It did say that it would be clearing in the forecast this morning. I'm almost considering retiring the weather portion, because this weekend was supposed to be clear and sunny, and it was cloudy and snowy, so it was opposite. And that was the day before, the weather predicting the day after, and the whole weekend was cloudy. Seems to be a very cloudy this time of year. But anyways, here's what it is. If you're a person that the sun affects you, and I think that as the older I get, the more the sun does help me to be in a better mood, or just helps to have sun. Just seems to do something positive. As we said, tomorrow, as we look at the long range forecast, the snow is in the forecast, high of minus 7. Thursday, snow is in the forecast, high of minus 1. Friday, flurries, high of minus 5. Then, as predicted now anyways, clearing with a mix of sun and cloud, high of minus 6 for both Saturday and Sunday. And then some more flurries predicted, 60% chance for Monday. As your satellite over northern Ontario looks, you can see all the clouds, mixed bag. There's a few clearing areas far north, but mostly cloudy everywhere else, with some activity here and there over northern Ontario. Sudbury News is proud to bring you Sudbury weather each and every morning. Even though I'm not a fan of the weather, it doesn't matter. We still have to report on it, and it is what it is. Cold with some snow, could be around wind chill of minus 21 this morning. So make sure you do everything you got to do to keep warm, and roll with it with the weather. Sudbury weather brought to you by sudburyweather.ca. We'll be back right after this with a little bit of sports. All right, we're on our Sudbury.news website at the moment, and we're just going to local sports here. And as you can see, sports, local sports, hockey. How about that? If I can get my computer to actually work. Something wrong with the thing here. But we acquired a player from the London Knights for the Sudbury Wolves. And just trying to find that story here. Not able to for some strange reason. Not sure what's happening. But that's what happens on live news. Anyways, let's just begin today with a sports-related story. And it is our top story of the day anyways. So why don't we just dive right into that? As you can see here, Dario Zulich has joined the Downtown Business Improvement Area Association, known as Downtown Sudbury, the developer who pushed for several years to build a new arena on the Kingsway in Sudbury, is now set to join the board of Downtown Business Improvement Development Area. So, from butting heads to buddies, the developer behind the KED joins Downtown Board. This is CBC News. So, what do you think about that, Billy? Is that big news to yourself, or?
It is. Doesn't that picture look like it would be great, sort of symbolic for 2023? The next one down there, where it's like they're all standing in a row, arm in arm, smiling like this. This
Yes.
looks like progress is about to happen.
Just going to get to this here. Yes, this picture here. Everybody's arm in arm and happy. They're ready for a new chapter.
So I don't know. Feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I do too. And I just want to give a good morning here to, looks like, to Lem. Good morning. Good morning, Lem. And good morning, Jerome. Very best to the Sudbury News crew on this wonderful winter day. Yeah, so there's a good vibe about this, I think, because what we had before was a very divided city, and the only real division was Dario Zulich's plans to develop the new arena on the Kingsway. And then people were against that in the area, and there was some lobby groups formed and some lawsuits and things like that. So that was holding things back. And then also, obviously, downtown Sudbury was against it as well. And then people were divided too. So city was kind of almost half and half. I think there's a little more that were
I think
on
there's
the
some
side
like
of it.
splintered issues too. I mean, one of the issues too is do we even want a new? I figure most people probably do want a new arena. Would I be naive in assuming that?
The majority of people do. There are quite a few people still that, there would be a lot of people that aren't interested in sports at all.
Sorry,
that
what?
aren't-
You're dropping out a little bit there.
Yeah, there's people that are not interested
Probably the same.
in sports whatsoever. So people that don't
Right.
care about sports, they're
doesn't-
like, why do we need a new arena? It doesn't do anything for them.
Right. But I'm sure as an economic sort of engine, if you take the arena component out of the city, what does that mean in terms of like how much money is the city going to lose in tournaments and concerts and, plus overall quality of life in the city?
Well, that would be the case you would make if someone came to you and said, well, we don't really need an arena. I could care less about sports. That's what then you would say to a person that has that opinion, because it's an arena is more than just for sports. Like you said, it's a community center. And if it's built properly with the proper kind of foresight, things are added to it. Now we're talking about this legacy $100 million library. Couldn't you combine this library with an arena somehow? Really, when you think
Well,
of
I
it?
guess we can combine anything, but sure.
Yeah. So now all that money, you need 4 walls and a roof. So you got the 4 walls and the roof at least. The price is you're saving on costs because you need 4 walls and a roof for both projects if you're going to do them separately. And do we really need that big of a library? The library was almost arena size in its concept anyways. Like, really? So,
Yes.
so
I like
almost-
where you're going with this.
yeah. So to me,
Perfect backup plan.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's all going to kind of fall into place. I know Jerome says he likes the guy with the Guinness in his hand in the picture. I don't think it's a Guinness though, Jerome. I think it's a coffee. It could be a Guinness if we focused up on it. Guinness is great for bringing
That'd be a sign
folks
the
together.
bonding is really strong at this point.
Yeah, exactly. They all got a beer in their hands. No, but they look as if they just had one though. They have a glow on, but I thought it's a very positive story for Sudbury. The fact that at least everybody's on the same page. They're working together, and our friend Natalie Labby is also on the board. So I'll just go through the story here. The developer who pushed for several years to build a new arena on the Kingsway in Sudbury is now set to join the board of the Downtown Business Improvement Area Association, known as Downtown Sudbury. Dario Zulich owns the Sudbury Wolves and Sudbury 5 sports teams and said he wants to contribute to, quote unquote, finding a solution for some of the issues facing the city's downtown. He said, I've never been against the downtown. It's always been the KED, Kingsway Entertainment District, and the downtown, Zulich said. It's not or, it's always been and statement. So working together with the downtown as well. After several years of delays and ballooning costs, Sudbury City Council voted last summer to scrap plans to build an arena on Zulich's land off the Kingsway. Here's another beautiful picture of these beautiful, fine folks. Members of the proposed new board of the Downtown BIA include Bobby Deisinger, Left, Kendra McIsaac, Jeff McGosland, Dario Zulich, Jeff McIntyre, Councillor Natalie Labby, Chris Tammy, and I'm going to try my hand on Dan Guillemette. Guillemette? I'm just going to say that and apologize if I mispronounce the name. Missing from the photo is Aaron Danilou, Wendy Watson, Tessa Balaz, and Councillor Fern Cormier. And so there you go. That's the new Sudbury BIA. Some fine folks there that are going to, work together. Downtown Sudbury was one of the most outspoken opponents of the project, which would have moved the arena out of downtown core despite the very public disagreement. Board member and past chair Jeff McIntyre said he and Zulich didn't have a quote-unquote negative relationship. We definitely disagreed on a big issue, but we were always very cordial with each other. We knew each other before this happened, and we have shaken hands many times in between, McIntyre said. We're at a point where the disagreements over on where the event center should go. So, there's no reason to not get along. McIntyre and Zulich said Zulich is a logical choice for the board and noted that thriving sports teams and a vibrant downtown are, quote unquote, mutually beneficial. And when I met with Dario the couple weeks ago, and I got that sense, I shared that on the show. I got that sense, and he told me he actually is for building a new arena downtown. He just wants it built, and I didn't feel from him that was just him saying that just because it was voted down or whatever. I think in the first place he just wanted an arena. It was the city through a referendum, the people of the city that voted to put the KED where it was. You know what I mean? Like, it was proposed at the time. Do you remember some of the reasons why we voted it to the Kingsway rather than downtown?
No, I don't. And this is probably all erroneous, as a lot of hearsay is, but I thought I remember it kind of morphed, kind of back and forth, where the city wasn't really involved, but then they wanted to get more involved. And then, like, these projects kind of have that trajectory, and, it ends up carving a path all through the land, and I don't know, gets a lot of anyway, got a lot of eyes on it, so everyone got their 2 cents in, and now we should be everyone's got a position moving forward. So
yeah, it's Karen points out that one of the people commenting on the story said that Dario's moved to the dark side.
I don't know about that.
Which I did get a chuckle out of anyways after reading that. It was very funny. And this other person says, enjoy. Never will happen. The city is stuck in the 60s. So here's somebody who doesn't believe it will even happen, even though they're all getting together. Brian Poulain says, nostalgia, hate to see it go, the new arena. There are a lot of people that don't want to see the old arena go. My father-in-law is amongst those people. He's like, it works. It's there. It's a city landmark. It's, why do you have to tear something down? And unfortunately, in his life recently, he's had his church, unfortunately, sold, recently having to move out of his home. His camp has been repurposed for, one of the other family members' home, year-round home. And so he's been kind of, lamenting all of these things that he's valued over his whole life. He's very traditional. And the whole idea of bringing up the Sudbury Arena on top of all these things that are going on in his life, it's a sore spot. So I don't bring that up.
Yeah. Well, there's tough decisions out there. I don't know.
No,
Maybe they should look at a way to keep it and build a new one. And is there a possibility that both could coexist? And, I remember one hockey player talking about community arenas and saying how, some people were complaining in the community that it wasn't profitable. And he just reiterated, it's like, look, they're not supposed to be profitable. They're community, for development of our young people. They're
for sure.
a place for, so.
It's an investment in our city in other ways.
I think we're at an age we want stuff to be profitable. It's, people, someone's got to carry that money, cough up the dough to keep these things going. And that's where the issue is today with the taxpayers.
For sure. Now, Natalie Labby is weighing in here. We all have to be ambassadors for our city, which I totally agree with. You don't need to be elected into office or have some high and lofty position in the city. We're all ambassadors, all parts of it. The core and the outskirts all matter. And this board has a variety of people who have exciting ideas about improving the opinion of the downtown, which is very important because people's opinions, I've heard a lot of negative sentiments about downtown. So I guess, we do need rebranding. We need an injection of enthusiasm into the downtown, and we need to clean things up. We need to do some smart things with the downtown, and this is one of them. So the opinion of the downtown to others who put it down all of the time. We aren't the only city experiencing the challenges we face, but if we all play a role in building our city up instead of only good things. If we all play a role in building our city up, only good things can happen. Having Dario join the BIA is a positive step forward to working together. Dario loves Sudbury and wants to see it thrive, which is true. I did totally get that sense because I'm the same. You're the same, Billy. We give of our time to help the city. Like this conversation alone is at least 2 hours every day of volunteer and costs too. There's many costs involved with this. It's basically, giving back or trying our best to improve in the ways that we can. Like I got a microphone and a camera and you have the wherewithal, you have the technical background to make that all work. And so together we were able to form this. And there was Zach at the beginning too, pushing to get this thing going. He wants to see this city move forward. And Nick, same thing, who's a regular guest on the show, probably on tomorrow, wants to see it. Brian, a retired vet, comes on the show as contributor, wants to see the community. All the people that have contributed, Pierre, Bonham, Maher, Kirill, all, people that have been on the show, they want to see the city move forward, and no one's being paid to come on and give of their time and whatever, and there's a lot of people that want to see the city move forward in a positive way.
Yeah, and I think it's probably a natural thing. Probably comes with age too. How, like when you're younger, you typically want to move away from situations that you don't want to be around. And then I think as you get older, you probably realize the importance. It's like, well, this is part of the human experience is to try and improve where I'm at or these surroundings that I exist in. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's ask not what your community can do for you, but what you can do for your community. Some more comments here. Let's put more money and tax into the vacuum we call downtown. Speaking of negative, and again, I don't want to not, you know, express the negative sentiments or have people not be able to express them, because many people feel, some negativity, and sometimes that helps us to make change too, right? When people are voicing their concerns, that sometimes brings in change. But
you
I
got to
think
call out the problems for sure.
that's right. And so, yeah, good morning, Jennifer. Thanks for chiming in. Hello. Yeah. So Roger says he was seduced to the dark side, or by the dark side. That's just funny. Any other comments here from our other ones? So this is Brandon says, best decision. London had an arena outside of town and eventually moved it downtown for better attendance. Kitchener was smart and stayed in the downtown area and did a reno. Moving onto the Kingsway would have been a horrible, but we will never know. Oh, would it have been horrible? We'll never know. This decision also tells me he has no other city to move to. Okay, I don't know about that necessarily. Our downtown is a ghetto and not like other cities. People scared or uncomfortable to go downtown in the nighttime or daytime. And then this thought came to me too, that we're not the only downtown that's like that these days. There's many. Even just going to Sault Ste. Marie. Sault Ste. Marie arguably in some areas could be worse. And it's a town of less population as well. We have a comment coming in from YouTube, and I hope my eyesight, I'll be able to read it. Maybe if some of the Wolves games profits were going to feed the homeless to help the city, his new arena would be a good idea. Okay, so that is something that we've heard a lot, is the idea of charity and giving back. I know that every Wolves game, Billy, there's money raised, correct? There is money raised for charity. I know the inner city home of Sudbury, more recently, is the beneficiary of a lot of money that's raised.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I recall some 50-50 draws and stuff, and I think
Yep.
I think there's stuff built into the
Yep.
framework right now.
And as it is right now, the ticket prices are so low, like it's not even really paying for a lot of the expenses that are there. The attendances could be a lot better too. So they're not really making money at the moment. I know that through ticket sales anyways. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the profitability. I know it's just my bad math says it can't be huge at this point.
No, it's not. So Brian says, for the love of all things good, please, whatever they decide to do with the old arena, please don't turn it into another gigantic atrocity of a mural like the one on Paris Street, the old hospital. Yeah, that's a whole other story there. Okay, let's build it, or let's get it built. Hopefully Dario will have lots of input into the new arena, because otherwise it will be a disaster. Our city doesn't have a clue in what we need to draw concerts, curling, bonspiels, hockey tournaments, including the Memorial Cup. So, and then someone else said, well, that's not good news. So it's interesting, people's opinions, right? They go from one polar to another polar. It's really interesting. And it's really kind of enriching to discuss all the opinions, to get all the opinions, because there's oftentimes a little nugget, even if it's a negative opinion, in there of something that sparks, an emotion or something that's going to lead to a positive action in the future, if you look at it in that way. right?
Yeah, and it takes a long time to learn something, you know. So the first time you hear something, you form an opinion, and then you just, as you go a little bit deeper, find out more information. It kind of, it's very fluid. So, you're going to have, I think the individual's likely to have quite a range of opinions over the course
Yeah,
of getting to the bottom of something.
exactly. And so I would say this looks like a positive beginning to a relationship that, at least something's going to happen instead of two opposing sides arguing. The mural never got properly finished as the equipment got stolen for the old hospital. That's interesting. That's well, I guess it's a work in progress. The inner city only gives food to people that have homes. Uh Possibly. I was on the board there for about 20 years, and I worked there for 7. And yes, we do ask if they have an address, but no, they don't only give food to people who have homes. We had a gentleman living on the porch there for a whole summer. So, and we would put food out there for the gentleman when I was working there. So, but yeah, just to let you know, because I do have the insight there, but yeah, you would think they do have a catalog of people's addresses. They ask you your address when you go in. But if you say, I don't have a home currently, unless they changed it since I worked there or was on the board, they give food to homeless people too. And it's, yeah, at least when I was there. So there you have it. That's, I think, good news. That's starting off with some good news here on Sudbury News. Sudbury Sports, brought to you by that Sudbury Sports guy's website, sudburysports.com, which I'm showing it here. So if you land on it, here's what you can expect. I'll just refresh the page and see what the latest, maybe there's something going on. So I tried my Facebook, my website as well, and it wasn't refreshing or something on my website. I'm trying to do Randy's website here, refreshing it, just not sure what's going on. Let's go home. Let's see what happens here. So maybe he's using the same host that I'm using. Here's the Wolves. With 1 day remaining in the OHL trade deadline, the Sudbury Wolves made a depth move on Monday. Here's our story that we lost. This is good. Acquiring 18-year-old forward Nicholas Yearwood from the London Knights in exchange for Sudbury's 10th round pick in 2026. A native of Thornhill, Yearwood was originally selected by the London Knights in the 15th round of the 2022 OHL Priority Selection Draft. Yearwood spent 2021-22 season with the Kamoka Kings of the GOJHL, racking up 14 goals and 18 assists in 33 games. So there you go. He's 6 foot tall, 190 pounds, graduate of North York Rangers of the under 16 AAA program, played 29 OHL games, recording 3 assists and still looking for his first goal in the league. According to the Wolves media release, Yearwood is expected to be in the lineup when Sudbury faces North Bay Battalion at home tomorrow night. And are you going to be at that game, Billy?
I will. I guess I'll get to see it.
You will get to see it. A couple more comments here. You're going to talk about the news reporter that didn't feel so well? Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to do today. It's going to have to get put to tomorrow, unfortunately. Oh, the timing of that, eh? Crazy. Unless that's just me. I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things I want to know from Facebook.
Maybe it's just built into the fabric of reality around you.
Broadcast error. Connection closed by the server. Wow. Recover broadcast, please. Okay. Jerome says he loves the downtown. Still frequent it. No fear. Oh, yeah. That was Jennifer who said, are we going to share that? Yeah. So tomorrow, stay tuned. I might have had an internet glitch here, unfortunately, as it looks. I don't know. So we hope that things will be back up and running. On the radio, at least, I'm sure everything would be fine. So still no signal here. I apologize to everybody listening as we troubleshoot this issue. But it looks like everything is still going ahead. I'm not sure. No, we glitched on Facebook. The feed has stopped. No live video, it says. And I keep saying recover, continue recording, recover broadcast. I'm clicking that, so I'm hoping it's going to just recover the broadcast if it can do that. But anyways, we'll have to continue just for our folks on CKLU. Oh, and we lost Billy too. So hopefully he'll be able to return to us. We had a bit of a glitch getting on here too. We have a program that gets our we have a program that it gets us onto the radio, and it was not able to have any so the video, no live video, it stopped. Okay, well, it is what it is. I guess that's we'll just continue. A couple stories for the radio. We're talking about Dario Zulich, the new him joining the Sudbury BIA, downtown Sudbury. It's great news. Oh, now I'm currently offline. I don't understand what's happening here. Got some internet glitches, I guess. Okay. Internet connection was restored. Maybe it's just going on and off and on and off. I have no idea. Okay. Well, we continue to try our best to deal with the internet connection here. Same thing on YTV last night. There was an issue with the other end. Oh, same thing on YouTube. Might be an issue on the other end. Okay. So I got a text from my wife saying something about the feed on CKLU. So I keep going offline and online again. So I guess we'll just wrap up the show today and call it a day, unfortunately. We're a little bit early on that, but there's not much we can do. Appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us. We will missed all of that story as Facebook paused you, so I don't know if it's back again. Oh, okay. Just returned. It's back. All right. Well, what can you do? I was just about to stop the show, so I guess we won't stop the show. We will continue. The show must go on. Billy hopefully could come back. I'm not sure if he's going to or not. He can still join. Remote guest. He's gone. But anyways, we'll have to continue the show on our own. That is the way that it is. It's not the first time we've had to do that, so we roll with the punches. And with that, Sudbury Crime Stoppers basically a lot of the people that, that call into Sudbury Crime Stoppers, for some strange reason, they haven't been, collecting their money, and not sure why. The video is unavailable now. Oh my goodness, there's lots of weird things going on here. Oh, it says I have no internet on my laptop. Wow. Crazy stuff going on here. So, okay, the message says very much need. Okay, it's back on. Okay, thank you very much. I know we're back on the radio, but for some strange reason, my laptop doesn't have internet. So there's all kinds of weird things going on. It's like bugs everywhere. So I guess we brought up the unbring-upable with that reporter in Edmonton. I guess as soon as we said that, things went funky. So I guess that's the things, one of the things I guess we can determine that are taboo, I guess, to talk about. I don't know. But currently offline. I'll refresh. Not sure what's happening here to our internet, or at least my Wi-Fi. And it is what it is. Okay. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. I'm just going to call it a day, and we'll just continue with some of the stories tomorrow. So, Sudbury Crime Stoppers, just to go through some of the stories that we're going to cover, for some reason people haven't been accepting the money that's offered when you call in the tip line, and they can, there's a reward there, which I thought was interesting. I was really looking forward to watching the CTV news story on that, because I was like, well, I don't really need to read up on it because we're just going to play that video and then the internet goes down. It is what it is. So I don't know if any of you have ever had internet problems when you're in the middle of doing something very important, and that's exactly the time that it goes down. But that's what happened with us today. Not sure. Oh, the internet was restored all of a sudden. So let's see if we can actually get this up and running. There was and then there was a woman who was approached with some guys in a red or a burgundy van, and I thought that went really well with the Crime Stoppers story, and I wanted to get the details of that just in case anybody saw anything. But we'll have to come back tomorrow and give it a whirl. Well, we're going off and on you've been online. The connection got cut out for a few minutes after you mentioned the reporter. Exactly. I know. Wasn't that mysterious? That was crazy. So I guess, yeah, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but that's when it went off. And Billy hasn't been back since. And no. We are going to have to just end it there, though, guys, because on my laptop, which I use for sharing stories and all that, it's going offline all the time. It's online, offline, online, offline. So with that, we'll just have to say thanks for listening, everyone, today, or watching. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. I know Nick will be on the show tomorrow. She's scheduled to be on the show, and we'll have lots to talk about then. And I wish you all a great day, a great Tuesday. Stay warm. It's very cold out there. And we'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Have a great one. Ciao.